So you've decided to start a YouTube channel. Congratulations. But now you want some tips on how to achieve success. In this video, I give you 3 tips based on my experience doing YouTube a little over a year. Stay tuned. Welcome back everyone, I'm scholargamernerd, also known as SGN. I'm a full-time English teacher and I also run a small gaming and vlogging channel on the side. Before I get into the 3 tips for success on YouTube, I should note that this is advice more so for beginners, as I am not a famous or mega large superstar YouTuber. However, I have experienced multiple indicators for success on my channel and I want to share those tips with you today. So here we go. Alright guys, tip number 1 is be consistent. Consistency is probably your best asset as a student, worker, and in this case, content creator. Another way to say this is be disciplined and stick to it. YouTube has a fairly challenging, but I think fair policy for monetization. Monetization basically means paying you for putting ads in your videos. As of the recording of this specific video, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in order to achieve monetization on YouTube. If you do the math, that's over 240,000 watch minutes of your content. Only then can you apply for monetization. It took me personally a little over a year to get monetized, and I have been working very hard, so my advice is just be patient. If you are going to school full-time or you work full-time like me, my advice is to keep it 1 to 2 videos per week. I think that's a good number. This leads me to tip number 2. Listen to what I'm about to say. Play the long game. That's tip number 2. Play the long game. So what I mean by that is think long term when it comes to your channel. So let's say that you're 16 years old. You should be thinking about where you want your content to be by the time you turn 21. In my case, I'm 29. So I'm thinking about where I want my YouTube channel and content to be at the age of 34 or 35. The reason why I'm encouraging you to look at YouTube as a long-term process is because for more YouTubers and content creators, YouTube is simply one stream of revenue. That means that they have other ways they get paid and make money, such as sponsorships, speaking engagements, etc. So essentially, YouTube as a platform can help you set the foundation towards financial freedom, but it's not going to give you financial freedom on its own. Not at the initial stages anyway. And tip number 3, this is where the teacher in me comes out. Tip number 3 is do your homework. So here's usually where I lose most people, especially those who don't do their homework, but don't worry, you're in luck. If you're a nerd and you're a scholar and you do your homework, you're in luck. Many people wish that somebody would just drop from the sky and teach them how to do everything step by step, but in the real world, things don't work that way. Unless you're super duper rich and have money to spare, or you have a special genie that serves as your personal assistant, you're gonna have to do things on your own. What I mean by do your homework is that you should be researching everything on your own. From what camera to buy, how to make thumbnails, what editing software you should use, what kind of tripod is best for vlogging, how do you set up your lighting, how do you embed a picture into a video. I mean, the questions are honestly endless, but so are the resources. So the gift and the curse of belonging to Gen Z, which are young people who are 0 to 21 years old, or the millennial generation, which are young adults who are 22 to 37 years old, is that no matter your level of education or social status, the digital age is here. This means that most questions you have about some type of content creation function have likely already been answered on YouTube or some other platform. The expectation, generally speaking, is that all, if not most, content creators will have a proficient to advanced understanding of the pre and post-production process because you're doing it all on your own. Or if they don't have the know-how, they're gonna spend the hours, days, weeks, months, years if necessary in order to master that specific skill of the pre and post-production process. And how do you do this? Well, you conduct online searches. How to, ... fill in the blank. How to do this, how to do that. Anyone who's ever worked with me as a student or on a collaborative project knows that I'm notorious for saying Google it, right? I'm not gonna give you the answers. And honestly, most people aren't either because their time is limited, guys. Especially full-time working adults or full-time content creators or the directors of companies, they just don't have the time, right? Because they're busy handling their business, right? So the expectation is that you're doing a lot of the work on your own during those out of school hours, during your out of work hours, weekends, during your free time, right? Like I personally, if you know me personally, you probably have heard me say like I don't believe in free time because my time is my greatest asset. Therefore, I need to be investing my time, not spending my time, right? Your time is actually more valuable than your money because you can make up money, you can't make up time, right? So I advise everyone to use their time wisely and invest it in learning something new. Look guys, the reality is that most questions you have about the process of digital content creation have likely already been answered or are in the process of being answered because so much has been already done for you. Like the foundation is there, you just have to actually mine the answers. All right guys, so to recap my 3 tips for those starting off on YouTube, they are number 1, be consistent. Number 2, play the long game. And number 3, do your homework. All right, SGN family, if you did your homework by watching this video in its entirety, pat yourself on the back. And please consider dropping a like if you enjoyed it. Also, feel free to drop a comment below asking a follow-up question or if you have suggestions on future videos regarding this topic and the like. And as always, don't forget to be a scholar first, gamer second, and a nerd always. So if you're 16 years old, you should think about where you want your channel to be. Oh, that was a nice Ferrari. If you're wondering where I'm at right now, this is probably the bloopers reel. Bloopers. I'm at my local coffee shop having a little dirty chai with non-fat milk. So that is chai tea. Well, it's an iced dirty chai. So chai tea with non-fat milk and a shot of espresso, because that's how we roll.